You guys, I love this stuff. Have you ever used this? It's called Egyptian Magic. This stuff is so good. So good. I'm out. I am all out. I need to order some more. But I love it. I get cracked feet a lot because I'm like always on my feet, and it really helps. And cracked hands because my hands are always in the water. So it really helps a lot. How's everybody's day been? Oh my gosh. Yes, what a weird fucking day. Like, I was just on the, in my house, minding my own business. So I did. I called the police and I made a report. Um, but because I don't know who the person is, and all I had was a number, and because there are so many like fake phone apps out there that you can literally like call people from a Google phone number, a text now number, like there's all sorts of numbers that you can use. I did give them all the information though. Told them everything that was said and why. Because I told them the first part of the conversation I didn't get recorded because I was in the middle of a workout. I wasn't thinking that fast. So I didn't hit record right away. He said something like, "Oh, you think you're somebody making content about Gypsy Rose. You think you're somebody making content about Gypsy Rose. He called me a CUNT for making content about Gypsy Rose. Hey, Coy. Hey, Janice. Hey, Violet. Hey, Jules. So, hey, Kathleen. Called me a CUNT. Basically said that I better watch my back. And then the second time he called, he said that he was gonna. I think what he said. It was hard to hear because he was trying to talk over me talking. I think to kind of evade what the recording would sound like, because I'm sure at this point he knew I was recording. I think he said something about you that I better hope my business doesn't burn to the ground or something like that. I'll play it and then y'all can kind of help me figure it out. Hold on one second. I'm talking to Barbara Ann. Give me a second. Somebody tagged her in my video and they were like, she was like, are you being threatened again? And I said yes. So she sent me a long message. I'm trying to read it. Yeah, this is literally Charles Manson 2.0. It's Gypsy Manson. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I love Barbara. She's so sweet. We've been in communication like actually texting communication for a year because there was a lot going on between her and Adaptive Kate. And so she communicated with me about that, like privately, and gave me a lot of receipts just in case something happened to her. Like she was scared that like what's happening to me with the threats and the doxing and all of that, like she was afraid that that was going to happen with her with Adaptive Kate. And I tried to look the number up, but it said that I had to pay for like the search through Ben Verified or People Search or whatever, and I didn't have my card on me at the time, so I'm going to try to do it now. I've got a little like if this all shit is happening when Gypsy is still on parole, imagine what things are going to be like when she's off of parole. And what I was saying to Amber J, because Amber J reached out to me and was talking to me as well, what I was telling Amber J was, let's just pretend for a minute that I was in Gypsy's place. Let's pretend that I am Gypsy and I have all these super fans and stans and whatever. And I find out that my fans or stans or whatever you want to call them, if I find out that they are harassing, doxing, threatening, texting, calling, doing all these weird things, like I would make a public statement and I would say, this is out of control. I do not want or need any of you to dox, threaten, harass content creators that are talking about me, right? Like, I would make a public statement and I would say, please, on behalf of myself, I am asking you, do not dox, harass, threaten, intimidate, bully any content creators that are talking about me. That's what I would do, right? Because that's the responsible thing to do in a situation like this. Let's just pretend if you guys, if I found out that you guys were going to, other people's pages and were bullying and harassing them on my behalf, I would say something. I would say, hey, that's not okay. I don't want you to do that. There's no reason to do that. We're all adults. It's okay to have a difference of opinion. But that's not what Gypsy wants. Gypsy loves and thrives on this drama. She thrives on it. It's what she lives for because her life is so fucking boring otherwise that she has to create drama and chaos everywhere she goes, even on the internet. Even on the internet, she is creating drama and chaos because her life is so boring that she has nothing better to do, And I just feel like it is incredibly immature to have someone harassing a creator on your behalf. Yes, Allie. On your behalf, like it's uncalled for. It's uncalled for. It does not need to happen at all to anyone, not myself, not anyone. And I was talking with Amber J, and Amber J was saying that there has even been people that will like reach out and harass her as well. Yeah, even with the baby, she's doing all this. And it's crazy. It's like, at a certain point, you grow up and you realize that certain behaviors are inappropriate and they are harmful, destructive, whatever. You learn from your mistakes. But it seems like the information that was in Gypsy's medical record that showed that she was mentally handicapped or not mentally there is actually fact, because the behavior that she continues to show and has shown throughout the last year is that of a child. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you so much. She's a 33-year-old woman trapped in the body of a I would even go as far as to say like a 12-year-old. I mean, let's just look at this photo really quickly. This is Gypsy with two girls that were on OME TV last week. And I clicked on that girl. I clicked on that girl's picture, and they were literally middle school children. This girl, these two girls in these photos, when I clicked on her name, you could tell she was in middle school. She was a middle school child. That's the mind of the person that we are dealing with. She thinks it's cool to have 7th graders as fans, and that's part of the problem, is that she has the mindset of a child and should not be out here in society with all of us. She shouldn't be. Her micro deletion clearly says that she is not well mentally and would need significant resources and support and stability in order to function in society like us. And I don't even function in society that well because I'm autistic and I have ADHD. So like I'm teetering on the edge of functioning in society as well. But she does not function in society like an adult. She still has the mind of a child. And that's what, like, these prank calls, at first I thought it was a prank. I thought it was a prank call. Until he threatened me. Like, until he actually made a threat against me and my life. I thought it was a prank call. I used to prank call people when I was in the 6th and 7th grade. I had this like little script that I would call, and I would use the script every time I called somebody, and I would say the same thing over and over and over to different people just to get a reaction, because that's what you do when you're fucking little, And Christy, I can't not answer long distance phone calls because I run a business, and a lot of my clients move to the area from other areas. Like, I have clients that call me from New York, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Ohio, Illinois. I have clients that call me from all over because they moved from wherever they were at to my location. And the number that they were calling me on is my business number, because that's the number that's public. Yes, I have another number, but that number is not public. And it's not public for a reason, because I don't want crazy, stalkers calling me. It was glitching. I'm sorry, PJ. I have been documenting everything. Even though the police didn't do shit, I still made the report. And I made the report and let them know that the person who was calling on behalf of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. And I was very, very vocal about the fact that Gypsy has a criminal history and has committed, murder in the past and manipulated somebody in order to commit that crime for her. And this is her MO. Her MO is to, commit crimes by proxy. Rosie, this is the phone that I use for work only. I have a separate one that's private. And that one nobody knows about. Nobody knows that number. There's only a couple of people that have that number. They took the number down. I gave them the number. Predator poachers. I don't follow him. So I gave them the number. They said they were going to do an investigation. I don't know how thorough this investigation will be, considering, it's all internet. It's all internet drama, basically. Hold on. Shoot. Okay, sorry. Yeah, she gets off of parole in a couple of weeks. The police report, they just took a report. That's it. They just took a report. They said that they will look into it, but because everything was done over the internet, it's really not real easy to investigate or whatever. And everyone keeps saying, hey, Abel, everyone keeps saying, like, contact her parole officer. Right, I can, but there's no proof that the person that was calling me is her, right? Or has anything to do with her. Just because they're calling me and they're threatening me and saying, oh, because I make videos about Gypsy, blah, 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 that doesn't mean that she had them do it. That doesn't mean that she didn't have them do it. But there's really no way to prove to her parole officer that she had something to do with it. So it's technically the parole officer can't do shit about it, because there's nothing connecting her to this phone call. I didn't hear her in the background. It wasn't her voice. It wasn't her phone number. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing connecting her to it. Let me go back and look. I think it was a side picture. I don't think it was the plate. I think it was a side photo. Let me just go back and look. Cuz I'm usually really careful about stuff like that. Making sure that I'm not showing too much, because I've been threatened before. Yeah, it was a side picture. You can kind of see the plate, but not really. You can definitely see the phone number, but that's kind of the point. Hey, Mandolin. Hey, Brittany, I'm good. So, like, I don't think that they would have access to see. I mean, I can't even see the plate number. It's really hard to make out, but you can make out the phone number. I took a really long bath. Like, after I made that video, I got in the bath and I just relaxed because this shit is so stressful. Thank you, Brandy. Exactly, Pepsi drinker. Got her by the short and curlies right now, but she won't always be on parole. I don't know. I don't know if it could have been a fan or if it could have been somebody that they put up to it. I didn't watch his live, Brittany. I mean, I did, but I didn't watch all of it. It's just frustrating. There's a lot of things that there's a lot of people that make content about Gypsy. I didn't block the number because I was hoping he would call back. Honestly, I was hoping that he would call back because the first time he called, once I hit like record on the phone, it gave an alert to notify the person that I was recording the phone call. So he immediately hung up. But then he called back and he was like, I'd like to speak to the manager or the owner. And I was like, this is her. How can I help you? And he hung up again. So I called him back. That's true too. So when I called back, it sounded like he let it go to voicemail. But then after I started talking, and I'll play the call for you. Hey, Onward, after I started talking, he actually responded. He actually responded to me. Let me play it. Now, keep in mind, I was like manic calling him back after the first phone call where he was like, calling me a CUNT, saying that I better watch my back, this, that, and the other. I didn't get all that on camera. I mean, on record because I wasn't fast enough. So all of this happened after the initial threat. So I'm calling him back at this point.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
See how that sounds like? It sounds like a recording, like a Google Voice call or whatever.
Whoever this is has called my number twice, basically threatening me because I made a video about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. If you call my number again and threaten me, there will be legal action pursuit.
Shut the fuck up.
Did you hear him? It was hard to hear. I don't think it was Rogie.
Again and threaten me, there will be legal action pursuit.
Shut the fuck up.
It was so hard to hear. He did answer. I called back several times. He kept hanging up on me.
Oh, you're so big and bad now. You keep hanging up like a pussy. I thought you had something to say. I thought you had something to say.
test for this rare condition. Medicines for enjoy your business while it's there.
It almost sounded like enjoy your business while it's there.
Enjoy your business while it's there.
But that was it. He didn't call back after that. I didn't call him back after that. I left it alone after that. However, you talking about Ethan? I didn't think that Ethan was a fan of Gypsy. I thought that he made content on Gypsy, but I didn't think he was like a fan. It sounds like a voice changer. I have no idea. I've never used a voice changer. That wasn't the only threat that he made either. That was the second threat that he made on it's not Internet Sweetheart, because I already looked up Internet Sweetheart's voice and they're not similar at all. Like, not at all. The first time he threatened me, like me personally, not my business. And then the second time he threatened my business. Barbara was helping me with that. I was going to pay to have it searched. That's what this was. It was another state. Okay, let me look up Ethan really quickly. But I think that's who you're talking about, Ethan. He makes content on Gypsy.
All right, you guys, I have some terrible news about. It appears this is the last season of Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup on Lifetime Network.
Kind of. Delphi, no, I don't work as a reporter. The area code was 810. 810. I don't want to put the number out there just yet. Hold on. Let me read these messages from Barbara. Okay. I didn't know that about the white pages. She told me that you don't have to pay to use the white pages. You can just search it up. It did sound a little like Ethan. However, I thought that Ethan was like not a Gypsy supporter. So it's odd that it's odd that even though it sounds like him, that he would have called threatening me on her behalf. Like, it does sound similar, but I don't think it was him. I don't think it was him. I feel like it had to have been somebody that knows and talks to Gypsy. Right. 810 is the area code. Okay. So somebody, it sounds like somebody's targeting Barbara Ann as well. Let me just read through her text really quick. She got 6 copyright strikes on her account today. And from my understanding, Barbara Ann lives in Michigan. So the fact that she was being targeted, I'm being targeted, the number that's targeting me is associated with the area that she lives in, sounds just too it just sounds too coincidental, right? Like for my opinion, it sounds too coincidental. It's definitely odd. I can't carry a weapon. I'm a convicted felon. So I can't carry a weapon. It's been over 10 years. I don't know if the law is like forever you can't, but I wouldn't want to chance it get in trouble. You think this was Christy trying to get my attention? Yeah, I can get a BB gun. But just for like my own personal safety, I just want to make sure that I can't get in any trouble for actually having like a actual firearm. Thank you, Tammy. I just feel like this is all really immature, and because of how immature it is, it's screaming that Gypsy is involved. Hey, Michelle, it's screaming that she's involved, right? Like, let's just keep it real. We all know how immature Gypsy is, and if somebody is calling, making these types of threats to me, then it would have to do with her. That's what I thought. I thought that it was either Bree or somebody entangled with Gypsy. I didn't know that there were actual like voice apps that you could use to change your voice either. Yes, I can carry mace, pepper spray, bear spray, KNIVES. I just don't think that I'm allowed to have an actual, like, a firearm because of um a past charge, criminal charge. Okay, I didn't know that Breeze used a voice changer before. Have y'all seen her use that? Like, I don't know. I spend so much of my time like working and running my business that there are just things that I don't know about and I'm just like really clueless about. I do know that with a BB, those BBs hurt. Like if I needed to get one, they have some really high powered ones that are pretty painful. So, hey Kane, everything just seems so weird. I was hoping he would call me back again so that I could actually like record everything he said and antagonize him to say it again, but he didn't. Thank you, Miss Moore. I appreciate you saying that. I have 2 devices. I have 4 devices, 3 of which can record. I was in the middle of working out when the phone call came in. So I like paused my workout and I was in the zone in my workout, but wanted to make sure that I took the call in case it was a new client calling in. And I was taken off guard, by the first couple of things that he said about, me making content about Gypsy, being a CUNT, saying that I better watch my back, this, that, and the other. I was taken off guard and I was like, who is this? And then, he made another comment. And so I grabbed my other phone to start recording, but instead of, I didn't grab my other phone. When you're in a call, you can actually click record up at the top. But whenever you do that, it tells the other person that you're recording the phone call. Like it makes a noise. You know how when you call into like those 800 service numbers, it says, your call is being recorded. That's what it said. And when it did that, he immediately hung up. Yeah, he was very aggressive in the phone call. Like he was very aggressive, very threatening, very nasty. He used the CUNT word twice. Not that I care. I mean, like, say whatever you want to about me. Like, you're not going to hurt my feelings. It was just weird to have somebody actually threaten my life over making content about Gypsy. Like, are you for real? Let me go grab something to drink. Hey, Holly, I haven't seen you in a while. I don't think it was Ethan. It does sound like Ethan, but I don't think it was Ethan because in my opinion, I feel like Ethan is not a Gypsy supporter. So I don't think that he would associate himself with threatening another creator on behalf of Gypsy. You know what I'm saying? Like that just to me, it doesn't make sense. I'll send you the number, Phoenix. Hold on, let me go get something to drink. Whoopsie. I wish I had been thinking a little bit faster. The crazy thing is that the police, they didn't even ask me for the fucking recording. Like, that's how little they care about the shit that goes on the internet. They did not ask me for the recording, even though I told them I had one. They didn't ask for anything. Somebody had sent me, Toddy One Skip's video talking about, I guess, creators being doxxed. I haven't gotten a chance to watch the entire video yet. Yeah, she's definitely going to get in trouble because she's not going to understand, like, how shit works. I did call the police. I've called the police. There's just not a whole lot that they can do if it's not like a face-to-face threat. It is unacceptable. I don't know how to, I don't know what else to do. Like, thinking back to, like, the words that he said, it was almost like, if you don't stop making content about her, that kind of attitude. And I'm like, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop making content about her. Jennifer, somebody called my business number and threatened me because I make content about Gypsy. Yeah, that's probably true, Jules. You want me to play it again? Okay. Hold on.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Whoever this is has called my number twice, basically threatening me because I made a video about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. If you call my number again and threaten me, there will be legal action pursuit.
So it's hard to hear what he's saying because he purposely was talking while I was talking, which is also incredibly immature.
Oh, you're so big and bad now. You keep hanging up like a pussy.
Even though I know he didn't hear that part.
I thought you had something to say. I thought you had something to say.
Until your business while it's there.
I can't make out that last part. It sounds like enjoy your business while it's there, but y'all let me know what you think he said.
Enjoy your business while it's there.
Is that what he said? Let me play it again.
Enjoy your business while it's there.
So not only was there like a threat on me personally, there was a threat on the business as well. Not who I was calling. This was the person who was calling me, threatening me on Gypsy's behalf. It was clear the second time. That's what he said. Okay. I think I might be able to put it in CapCut to isolate the voices and separate it. That might be a little project that I have to do tomorrow to figure it out. But I think that there's a way to do that. I'm not very familiar with it, but I can try to figure it out. I don't know if it was the jailhouse video because I don't know. So let me look up the last several videos that I made about her.
The network has.
Okay. So the last several videos that I made about her was the predatory video. Yeah, it's my work number, and that's the number that's publicly listed because it's a business. My private number is not listed publicly. So the last several videos that I posted about Gypsy was the predatory stuff, right? That happened because of the because of the OME situation. And then I posted about
Who is he? He's an asshole.
Ryan's live and the recap of Ryan's live and then the jail phone calls. I mean, nothing outrageous, nothing really newsworthy in my opinion. Okay, somebody's saying if I hit the record before I answer the phone, then they won't know that it's recording. So scary. It's like it's just content. Like I don't know why people are up in arms about and being so upset about content that is being made about her. And why is she so up in arms about it? You know, like you cannot stop every single person from having something negative to say about you. And I don't even really feel like I know that there's some people out there that are really speaking negatively, right? There are some people out there that are speaking negatively. However, I don't think that sharing the information and giving your opinion is necessarily negative, right? It's not negative by nature when you're just sharing your opinion about what it is that's happening, what's going on. I called the police and filed a police report. And I also filed a police report, like a a report with the FBI about that pedophile stuff. So maybe that's what it's about, because I publicly announced that I, filed a report. Yeah, she really should disappear if she doesn't like it. I mean, here's the thing. There's celebrities out there all the time, even reality TV celebrities. And even those reality TV celebrities know not to respond to people who have something negative to say. They're mature enough to understand that people are going to have opinions, and to just let them have an opinion unless it's absolutely something that is detrimental to your reputation or harmful to your brand, your family, etc. There's no reason to address everything. But because Gypsy is still in the mindset of a 12-year-old child, that's the reason why all of these things are happening. She's not mature enough to understand the responsibility that comes with being a public figure. She doesn't get it. She thinks that she can control everyone's opinions about her, and that's just not how it works. If you're being a good person, your actions are going to show that you're being a good person. If you're not being a good person, your actions will also show that you're not being a good person. And for the last year and a half, her actions have shown us that she's not a good person. And that's why people are, getting more and more vocal about not wanting her on social media, not wanting her on Lifetime, not wanting her, being an influence of others, because her behavior continues to show us that she's not a good person. She does. She wants the attention. She loves the attention. Even in those jailhouse calls, she was saying, I don't really like the media attention. She didn't like the media attention when the media attention was negative. When the media attention turned positive, she ate that shit up with a spoon, fork, and knife. She was eating up the attention. She loved it. She loved all the interviews when people were talking to her and treating her like a victim and praising her and admiring her for such strength and admiration for getting out of this horrible, abusive situation. She loved that attention, but she doesn't understand that with public scrutiny, public attention, comes public scrutiny. And you're gonna have to be able to handle having both. That's the issue when you are in the public eye, whether you're a Z-list celebrity or an A-list celebrity. You have to understand that there are gonna be both sides of the coin. There are going to be people that love you, and then there are going to be people that hate you. And there are going to be people that are looking and reading between the lines of everything that you say and do because you are in the public. And that's what everybody started to do when she got out of prison. We all started to read between the lines, and we all started to do our own investigations. If we had all band together prior to her getting her plea deal, she would have never gotten that plea deal, because we would have had all the information to show that fake ass abuse story was null and void. It didn't happen. And we would have been able to sway public opinion, and they would have never been able to use that. That's what I was gonna do tonight, is look at some more of those prison phone calls. I saw a couple. I think it was Ashley. I love Ashley. I think it was Ashley, one of hers, and It was a phone call, I guess, when she got back to Greene County. And one of the phone calls was like, I'm not pregnant. Again, with this pregnancy bullshit. Like, Gypsy trying to get pregnant with every single guy she fucks. Like, I just don't get it. Every single guy she has sex with, she's taking a pregnancy test. Like, girl, do you not know how to use contraception? You do not want to get pregnant with every guy you sleep with. Yeah, the spotlight isn't for everyone, and she thinks that it's good for her, and it's not. She doesn't have the emotional maturity level to handle the responsibility that comes with it. Darlene says, if she's a good girl, I'm a giraffe. I'm a pony. That's what she says, though. She's like, I'm a good girl. I won't be a burden. Yeah, as you're sitting in prison for murdering your own mother. Oh, and then there was a call where she was talking to her dad, and her dad specifically asked about her medical issues. He was like, how often is someone coming by to medically take care of you? And she made a comment about there being a nurse there and there being a psychiatrist, but that she didn't want to say too much to the psychiatrist because she didn't want to go into a mental institution. That's the last thing she needs right now. Gwen. No, her and Ken are absolutely not going to last, Eminem. Not at all. It cannot change, Avel. It cannot change. She would need incredible intensive therapy in order to even begin to change who she is, because it is so deeply ingrained in her now that, I mean, she spent 34 years. Oh, Janice, I saw that. She spent 34 years concocting this image of, just being something different to everyone. She doesn't have her own true identity. She doesn't know who she is. She's never going to take accountability. What's FAFO? What does that mean? I have no idea what that means.
Lucky Dog is presented by Cosequin Joint Health Supplements.
Oh, thank you, Eloise. Yes, she is going to F around and find out. She will. Yeah, she knows if she was to go into a mental hospital, she would never get out. She would literally never get out because she needs it. She needs that kind of stability. Oh, and she also mentioned something about her seizure medication. But it was like, I thought you didn't need seizure medication. I wonder if does any of y'all have that video where she was talking about the microdeletion? She did like a 2-part thing about her microdeletion and how this symptom and this symptom and this symptom was bullshit. And she claimed that she didn't remember if she had seizures. Yeah. You didn't remember that you had seizures, yet when you went to the jail, you were specifically talking about taking seizure medication and that they charged you for that. They do not charge you in prison for medication. Ever. Ever. That's not a thing. You never get charged for medication. Whatever you need, they are going to give you free of charge. So I'm sure if I wanted to, I could find it on Reddit because they have like literally everything over there. But I distinctively remember her saying in one of those videos, you know what? I think Barbara has it on her page. But I think I remember distinctively her saying that she couldn't recall whether or not she had seizures. Let me know what happens, Mandolin. Yes, light and love. I thought that was so creepy. Like, what do you mean you want more than a close relationship with your dad? That sounds fucking perverted. Okay, I'm going to put it on so that we can watch it. Sorry, I'm kind of stuffed up. I wasn't crying or anything, but after dealing with the like my workout and the stress and all that, I took like an hour bath. I washed my hair. I'm trying to like regrow some of these little patchy spots on my head. So I'm using this stuff called Awaken. I'll let you know how it goes. Awaken shampoo. Yes, the seizure meds. You know what I'm talking about. Hey, Nikki. Thank you for being here. It's weird that she didn't have her medication in her system whenever they tested her, but then she was taking it in jail. Like, was it because she wasn't reminding herself to take her own medication? Because we know that she needs lists. She needs lists for everything. So, was it that she was forgetting to take her medication? Brittany, I was disappointed in Ryan's live. I made a video about it. I was disappointed in the live. I felt like he was still withholding a lot of information. I felt like he did speak about some of the things that we all wanted to know. However, he didn't really give much information. And I still feel like he is trying to protect Gypsy. And that's the reason why he isn't speaking about her. And I think that he still believes that there is some hope that they could get back together. But there's just all these outside forces that are keeping them apart. Like, he's delusional to believe that Gypsy doesn't want to be with him. He's trying to convince himself that it's everything else going on that is keeping them apart. And it's not that Gypsy doesn't want to be with him. Like him saying that, thank you, Amber. Like him saying that, oh, Ken told Gypsy that if Gypsy and Ken broke up, that if she went back to Ryan, that he would file for full custody. Like, sir, that's not how it goes. Like, yes, you can file for full custody, but you can't tell the mother who she can and cannot have sex with or be in a relationship with. That's just not a thing. But he seems to believe that, which is bullshit. It's like, do you actually believe that Ken is just this controlling asshole? No, I don't. But that's who she paints Ken to be to Ryan, because she wants Ryan to not like Ken. So she makes Ryan believe that Ken is just this like horrible dude that's preventing them from being friends or being in whatever relationship. Like, it's just, oh my God, I hope she's not pregnant again. No, I don't think that Gypsy wants to be with Ryan. I think she wants Ryan to think that she wants to be with him. I don't think that she actually wants to be with him. It's just her way of dangling the carrot. I want to be with you, but I just can't. I just can't because I can't lose my family. It's bullshit. It's fucking emotional abuse is what it is. Hey, Corinne. It's just so weird how he knows that she's a liar. Like, he knows. He knows that she's a liar, yet he chooses to still believe the things that come out of her mouth. And it's like, how? If I did nothing but come online and lie to you guys about everything, how could you possibly believe anything that I said? If I just lied after lie after lie after lie, and you guys were constantly catching me in lies. And I just kept lying, and you guys kept catching me. And I kept lying, and you kept catching me. Like, how could you trust anything that I said? Gypsy's going to get her karma. It might not come from me, but it just goes to show that she's not woman enough to stand up and do her own dirty work. Like, if she truly has an issue with me, I'm an easy person to talk to. Call me. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you like I'm talking to you guys right now. But I'm going to let you know my opinion. I'm not going to be nice. I'm not going to baby her like she wants. I think she's going to end up letting that baby go, to be honest. Okay, so we stopped at where it said Greene County. Oh, this is the call with her dad. I'm going to rewind it so everybody can hear it. I'm going to flip you around.
You wash your whole body every day, so why don't you wash your whole mouth?
Sorry, I got it on the charger, so it's a little wonky. There we go.
Ubrelvy is another option. It works fast, and most have migraine pain relief within 2 hours. You can treat it anytime, anywhere. Tell your doctor all that.
Oops. I did. I called the police. It does seem weird that they're on that new site and now everybody's getting like, you know, mass reported and prank calls. I love Candace. I am okay. Thank you for asking.
So even if it seems innocent.
I don't know if she's talking to her dad right here or not.
They have a psychiatrist.
Oh, yeah. Let me rewind it. Because she talks about her medical issues for a second.
Future calls, press or say 9. To confirm you accept this call, press or say 1. This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. Thank you for using IC Solutions. You may begin speaking now.
Hey, sweetie.
Yeah, hold on.
How you doing today, babe?
Let me. I changed the captions to like a darker or different color so that's easier to read. Because sometimes the black can be a little difficult. Okay.
Had a rough morning, but it got better after I got to take a shower.
Oh, well, that's
You're
good.
welcome.
Well, guess who's on the side of me? I can't wait to talk to you.
Daddy,
Dear Daddy. Here he is.
thank you.
More?
Hey, Daddy.
Are you hanging in there?
I'm trying. I'm really, really trying.
Yeah, I bet.
It's extremely hard.
It's just hard.
Oh, yeah. And it's like being here, I've never, ever been in a place like this before. And being in jail is not easy. I say, if there's a heck, I'm in it because heck is jail.
So one thing that really confused me is why everyone else treats her like she's 5. She's almost 24 years old in these phone calls. And it just, I don't understand why everybody is talking to her like she's a 5-year-old child. She's a grown-ass adult and they're babying her. I do understand that there is a little bit of conditioning that everyone has kind of endured with, you know, Dee Dee and them, you know, playing the role of Gypsy being the sick kid, right? So I do understand that to a certain extent. However, it just feels to me like they are handling with kid gloves when she should not be being handled with kid gloves. Like she's a fucking adult who just committed a heinous murder. Let's take the kid gloves off and let's treat her like an actual adult.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole thing.
And I'm like, if you wake up and they give you dry cereal, like a small cup of dry cereal, and they give you at least my seizure medication, and but I have to pay like $20 for it, and I think it's $20.
See, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. You do not have to pay for medication while you're in jail. But again, why is she saying that she's taking seizure medication when she doesn't recall ever having seizures?
Thank you.
More?
Hey, Daddy.
Are you hanging in there?
I'm trying. I'm really, really trying.
Yeah, I bet.
It's extremely hard.
It's just hard.
Oh, yeah. And it's like being here, I've never, ever been in a place like this before. And being in jail is not easy. I say, if there's a heck, I'm in it because heck is jail.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole thing. Yes,
And I'm like, if you wake up and they give you dry cereal, like a small cup of dry cereal, and they give you at least my seizure medication, and but I have to pay like $20 for it, and I think it's $20 only once, and I take it 2 times a day, and then after that they give you another tray of food that is basically bread and food that I don't eat, and for dinner it's the same thing, food that I don't eat. So I'm basically living off of bread and cookies and water from a faucet that's connected to a toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
How often is somebody You have to be professionally examined.
See, did you hear that? He said, how often is somebody coming by to medically examine you?
They have a nurse here, but that's it.
Yeah.
And they have a psychiatrist that I can't really tell her much because if I tell her I'm sad or stressed or anything like that, they'll document it. And the last thing I need right now is to be locked up in a mental institution.
Hey,
So,
Katrina.
Yeah.
And
Have you heard anything about when they're going to bring you back to Missouri?
not really. I had a video call from one of my lawyers, one that's filling in for Mr. Sam. And he said just basically don't talk to anybody about the case, that anything could be used against me. So even if it seems innocent, and as far
Gypsy,
as going
like
back to
most
Missouri,
nurses.
just
Sorry.
hang in there. It'll hopefully be within the next 2 weeks. And it seems like every day seems to be getting longer and longer.
Yeah, I know it's not going to be easy, David. But you have to hang in there.
I'm
And
trying.
you know, if you have a lot of people that love you, care for you, always have, and always will, no matter what.
Thank you.
The amount of people that support her in her own family after brutally murdering someone is astounding to me. If she were somebody in my family, there is absolutely no way that she would get any support from me. None. I would not be supportive. Like, yes, that is Rod's daughter, but they didn't really have a relationship, you know? So my question is why is everyone so supportive? Is it because they got a lot of media attention? Is that why? Because I don't understand. I don't understand why any one of them have anything to do with her.
And I'm just so thankful that Celeste got in touch with me and I was able to get her number from my lawyer because I didn't know your number. I didn't know anybody's number. And so whenever she had called my lawyer, I'm like, thankfully I can get in touch with my dad and be able to, you know, try and explain things to him. And unfortunately, I still can't explain things to you on the phone here while I'm in Wisconsin.
I don't want you to explain anything, not right now. I do have, I have a lot of questions, obviously. I'm confused.
I bet. I know what those questions are.
That's the reason I didn't get off the boat because, I really wasn't sure what kind of relationship you and I really had. I mean, I don't know if I ever spoken to you about your mama being right on the side of you.
Well, to be honest, Daddy, I understand that we haven't had a chance to get close in a long time, probably my whole life, but truth is, I've always wanted to get close to you.
You didn't want to. I want.
How far apart we lived, and with you having a job, we never got a chance to have a real close relationship. And
this entire conversation right here just seems very emotionally manipulative. And it almost feels like she's kind of love bombing him in a way.
I really want to build a good, close relationship with you. And it's like, I don't want you to ever think that I'm mad at you or that I don't love you. I do love you, and I love you in a way that I know that we're blood, but I honestly want more than that. I want to build
We're blood, but I honestly want more than that. What would you want more than blood? That is weird. That is uncomfortable. That is gross. That is weird. Why would you be saying something like that to your father? Like, Yes, this is definitely like love bombing. But she's talking to him like she would talk to a boyfriend. And that's where it's inappropriate. And I think because, excuse me, I think because Gypsy is still mentally handicapped, she doesn't understand what's appropriate and what's inappropriate as far as communication, touch, etc. with other people. And I think that that's one of the reasons why Dee Dee did not want Gypsy around other people because of her mental handicaps. She does not understand what's appropriate and what's not. And I think that there was probably a lot of issues with her doing things that were inappropriate, like this phone call is very inappropriate.
I want to get to know you, and I want you to get to know me. You know, I know that on the news, they're painting me up to be this horrible person, but you know my heart, Daddy. You know that, you know, everything Mama told you is true.
So I wanted to know what does that mean? Everything Mama told you is true. Just take a minute and digest that. Everything Mama told you is true. What could that possibly mean? That everything that Dee Dee told him about her being sick, her being mentally slow, her needing, you know, lots of care, all of those things, is that what was all true? Is that what she's saying is all true?
Girl, and you know, I've always loved you, and I would never hurt Mama, and I know that you probably have some questions about.
How old are you when you are in the second grade? 8 or 9? Help me out, you guys. How old are you when? Yeah. So remember, her grandfather saying that Gypsy was trying to touch him when she was 4 or 5 years old. Remember that? I believe the grandfather. I believe the grandfather was trying to tell us that Gypsy was being sexually aggressive with him, and he was like, no. But when you're a child around a lot of other children who are also very curious, I can see where that type of situation could get really inappropriate really quickly, especially when you are dealing with a child on child SA. I'm just going to say it like that. And I believe that there was probably some things like that with Gypsy going on that her mother was trying to protect everybody from.
You know, probably my health, and what happened to Mama and stuff like this, and I'll be able to explain that whenever I'm in Missouri. Just know that I'm innocent and know that I'm still your little girl.
Yeah, thank you, baby.
And I just know I love.
So everybody keeps bringing up the voice. If you guys remember, Ryan Anderson even came out and said, shortly after she was released, she uses that voice when she's trying to manipulate.
Yes.
Just remember that.
And we all know that. We've seen it, right? Like, we've all seen it.
As soon as I get to Missouri, I'm going to want to see.
Oh, you know, she's not letting him speak because this is who Gypsy actually is. Gypsy doesn't allow anybody to speak. She wants to she wants to control the entire conversation, the entire narrative, everything. She wants to be in control of everything. And that's why during these phone calls, you hear her speaking over everyone because she wants to dominate. Because if she's dominating the conversation, then you're going to believe what she's saying rather than you getting a chance to actually ask questions to get more clarification. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't allow anyone to get further clarification. This is the reason why she dominates. She controls. Go back and look at other interviews that she's done, and she does the exact same thing that she's doing here on these phone calls in those interviews. She dominates so that she is in control of the narrative, in control of the conversation, in control of what is, you know, being put out there in the public. We're going to listen to that in a minute. Back to Bushwick.
I just wanted to get in touch with you so I could at least have some comfort for tonight.
There she is with that fucking comfort for tonight. She wanted to get comfort for tonight from her dad?
I love you too. And I'm not mad at you at all.
Good.
Okay? I don't want to give you an okay? I'll back tomorrow.
I find it interesting that he's not mad at her. Like, how do you just accept that? Okay, now we're in Green County.
Is a legacy long distance automated operator with a prepaid call from
Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
an inmate at.
Notice the voice change.
This call is subject to recording and monitoring. Your current prepaid balance is $17. Press 1 to accept the call. To deny this call, press 2. Press 4. Thank you for using legacy long distance.
Hello? Hey, Nanny, it's me. Hi, baby. How you doing? All right. Surviving. Surviving?
I'm sorry, did you guys catch who she said that was? Because I didn't. Nanny? Is that who she said? Who's Nanny?
Yeah, you can hear the voice
Well, let me know.
change.
Let me know in the comments. I did not catch that.
All right.
And I remember
Hi, baby.
when they were talking about Aurora being born, Mia was talking about that she was going to be Aurora's nanny. So I think that is Cajun for aunt. I think that that's what that is. It's Cajun for auntie or whatever. I would, Abel.
I can't figure out.
All right. Surviving. Surviving? No, I'm just it's not working. Yeah. I want to let you know that I'm not pregnant.
See this?
To let you know, well, baby, that means God didn't want it to happen that way. Right. I didn't want it to happen that way. Not the end of the world. Right. Not the end of the world. Very true. I feel so relieved now because I was worried for her. And if you did that because you were worried. Right. You know, stress does crazy things for the body. It does. I know that. Yeah. But I get support. Just see if you think. Of course, on Facebook. Oh, really? Oh, God. Yeah. You were wearing the purple pink glasses. Yes. I don't enjoy the media attention. That's one thing I don't enjoy. I know.
She doesn't enjoy it because right now it's negative. You know, they're painting her out to be exactly what she is. a murderer.
Okay,
Like I said, if they got him, you can hurry and get it over with, they can heal.
exactly.
You know? Oh.
Takes a while, because after this, I go to court again on the 31st of this month.
Right.
And that's an arraignment to plead not guilty. And then after that, it's going to be a long time. It's going to be a bunch of little conferences that's where the real work begins of just figuring out what our defense is, what our plan is, and now that things are more defined, my lawyer said that we know what defense we're going to go with. We know we have a plan. Because, like I was telling you before, I have a lot of memory loss because of the medications.
A lot of memory loss because of the medications. What medications is she talking about that would cause memory loss?
And so I don't remember everything that happened. And they had showed the evidence, and the evidence was that.
Oh my God, she's trying to claim that she doesn't remember all the text messages and everything that she sent? Please tell me that's not what she's trying to do right here.
It was in the form of text messages.
Right.
And so, anyway, now it's over for trial, so that's when you go to trial. And basically, what my lawyer is looking at is the charge of manslaughter, which there's a penalty of 15 years maximum. But most likely I wouldn't get that much time because I didn't do the actual pill or anything. That I was just kind of eating it rather than being the.
Here she goes minimizing her role in her own crime by saying I was just basically aiding.
Exactly. But Kindale, who he's talking to, who he's with, is his sister?
What's that?
He sent a text to his sister. He said something about that. Is his sister he was talking to?
And it was like
his sister.
Oh,
He said she when he was talking about you.
Oh, okay. Because I know that he was.
I'm sorry, I'm getting like really worked up right now over this because this is really annoying me. But if this is her aunt, Dee Dee's sister, does this sound like somebody who's upset that her sister was just brutally unalived by her niece? I mean, I don't have a good relationship with one of my sisters, but I tell you what, if my niece did what this person did to her mom, I would be really upset. I wouldn't be sitting here having this lovely,
Same.
I love you crap conversation with my niece.
Same.
I probably wouldn't be supporting my niece.
Not at all.
I'm
I think
not.
I would be trying to get
I know what you guys
information.
want.
I would definitely be trying to get information, right? But I would not be like kissing anyone's ass.
Talking to his ex-girlfriend, and he was cheating on me. And that he was talking to his best friend about.
So she's trying to paint him as the bad guy by saying that Nick was cheating on her. Oh my God, this girl. Hey, Ariel.
And then for me, I was on, I had taken like 2 Ambien. His mom was giving me her medicine too. And I had a bad reaction to Ambien.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, I was talking to no? Okay, I was talking to her.
Oh, can you go?
No.
Okay.
I don't get to talk to you often, no. Outside. But yeah, I see something. I know, and you can tell me straight to your heart because right now, with everything that's going on, we don't care what happens to your mom. That's how mad we are right now.
We don't care what happens to your mom. What? She's already gone, and now you're saying that you're mad? What are you mad about?
Now, you want me to get your body or you don't want to get your body? It don't make no difference.
Thank you, Paula.
I mean, because they're gonna keep her there forever. You know, the friend that she did you so much wrong, and everybody's like so good to that. And it's like, you know, it's like, and then I don't know, I'm gonna forward this one because if you really don't want it, to God, and you were thinking about doing this, that's probably the last thing you want to do. And you have to relive this all over again. Because she made the life miserable. I think that's the only memory you would need to have.
I know. And it's like,
you know, baby, I mean, you can't say you really loved her because you did in a way you have this distance, like you said, you was behind the glass. But it's not gonna hurt nobody's feelings if you want to just leave her where she's at. Don't try to be like over there because 100 days ago she said she didn't want to be coming back to Louisiana.
I know she wants to get away from Louisiana, and I'm not really sure why.
Well,
I have a feeling that Dee Dee wanted to get away from Louisiana, not because of her criminal past. I have a feeling she wanted to get away from Louisiana because her mom wasn't there anymore, and everyone else seemed to be kind of jealous and hateful of Dee Dee, and it was a toxic environment. So she was trying to get away from it. She didn't want to bring her daughter up in this toxic ass environment with her toxic ass family.
Wait, everybody figured it out. Everybody figured it out.
Because I'm like, I don't understand what's so bad about the family. I mean, I can understand how things got
They asked me, were you close to her? No. Were you close to her when you dated? No. Were you close to her when she was an adult? No. You didn't like her because she was so mean. You know, she was different. She always wanted to be remembered. Well, you know what? Now you're dead. You're dead. But she's cremated. Like I said, if you leave her there, you'll leave her there.
That is so fucked up.
What the heck is this woman going on about? Not Gypsy, but the other woman. Like, was she close to her? No. Was she, an adult? No. Like, what? Did I just miss something here? Because, like, I'm utterly confused. And
they're making it sound like they don't care about her at all. Like, Gypsy did everyone a favor. Like, Gypsy did everyone a favor by getting rid of Dee Dee. That's how this conversation sounds. Like, we weren't close, so you did us a favor. That's terrible.
Understanding of what's going on. This sounds like a woman who's trying to help her muster up some sort of, story that's believable in a weird way. I don't know.
A fifth or better means they give 166.7%.
Better, faster, cheaper. Why only pick two? With Finn, Intercom's AI agent for customer service, you get all three. Better customer satisfaction and 10 times faster resolutions that are only 99 cents each. Intercom, AI first customer service.
Mirror Joy, the overwhelming relief after Miralax helps you go. Introducing Domino's new Parmesan stuffed crust pizza.
Oh, she does ask questions. That's good.
It's a different point of view to each person, and for me.
Hold on, Rosamel, we're watching the live stream that Trixie Lane did where she went over all of the prison phone calls with Gypsy. So we're listening to the prison phone calls.
Yes, I did love my mom. And yes, I know that y'all weren't close as kids or anything. She was talking about how, you and his brother were more closer together. And she was kind of one that felt like a third wheel. And, I know that she was different and didn't quite fit in. But it's like, she's still y'all's sister. And she's still my mom. And just honestly know that I was desperate. I was desperate to get away.
I believe you.
And
I do believe you.
It's like, I'm not a killer. I have never been a killer. I don't even hunt. So I don't kill animals. I don't kill humans. But, it's the fact that someone...
Oh, yeah, they got those pictures
What was the point in her saying that I don't KILL animals? Did y'all catch that? What was the point in her saying that? Now that has me thinking that it's possible that she may have actually KILLED, an actual animal. I'm curious now. I'm going to play it back.
I was just thinking,
I believe you. I do believe you.
it's like, I'm not a killer. I have never been, but I don't even hunt. So I don't kill animals, I don't kill humans. But, it's the fact that someone...
Oh yeah, they got those pictures you was posing with them, how I, the costume dress,
It was a Halloween costume. It was a Halloween costume. You know what? I have worn a lot of Halloween costumes. I have never pretended to lick a knife for Halloween. Never.
Three different poses. One by your tongue, one by your booty, and it's like everybody's thinking like, well, is she a tooth killer?
No, it was a Halloween costume. And the other... Yes, I took the pictures and it was last October that I took them pictures, but posted like more towards May. And I'm like, have you ever seen the comic book Batman?
So she says that she took the photos in October, but didn't post them until May. Why, if they were Halloween photos, did you not post them until May?
Hunter, you out of there when you need to get it out.
Yeah, and the character is called Harley Quinn. It's the Joker's girlfriend.
That's exactly what Hunter said.
Yeah.
Hunter's my grandson. He knew right away.
Exactly. But they used that against me in court, and I'm like, I'm just kidding me. All that pictures of me as a princess and different stuff like this. You know, it's taking me around.
But you know, Pastor, I was thinking, if these people over there knew you can walk, why are they making it sound so bad to us? Like, wow, y'all knew you could walk and y'all didn't get nobody go by, everybody doing it around it. It's like, y'all don't understand. Every time you try to talk.
Well, the reason why it's a big deal that Gypsy could walk was because they were pretending that she couldn't to get charity money, free gifts, a free house, etc. That's why it's a big deal that she could walk, because they were pretending that she couldn't.
Just finding some Christmas. Every person who's down, I'm coming to get a call first. You might be hospital, might be a clinic, and then I haven't noticed that all the windows are painted black. I noticed that. But people make it such a big thing about it. I mean, wow.
I didn't even know anyone knew. That's the thing. My lawyer said
She's saying that she didn't even know that people knew that she could walk.
One of the neighbors knew, and I'm like, what? Yeah, they figured it out. I don't even know.
You remember Turtle?
Yeah.
Mama Spring Turtle?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, me last night.
Alexa, off. Alexa, off. I don't believe that, Donna. I don't believe that Lifetime is paying their rent. They wouldn't do that as a production company. That's too much of a liability.
She called me last night. She's been talking to a TV station or something, and they made the call to say that your name was spelled wrong. Her daughter, what's her daughter's name? Hannah? Is it Hannah?
Okay.
Her daughter's name? I don't know. She's from Canada.
I haven't seen Turtle since I've been little. I mean, real little.
I know. And then there's a people on the internet, and Turtle says she can swear that you wearing that dress because your mama served in her wedding.
Right.
She can swear that you in that dress, and somebody trying to say that you was wearing that dress because you was in dance.
She didn't want, I don't want her back. So, I don't know. It's just crazy. It is. Like I said, you're going to be 24. Yeah, on Monday. You're the old lady.
Wait a second. If Gypsy Rose didn't know how old she was going to be and didn't know her true age, yet in her interrogation video, she pretends like she's younger, and here talking to her aunt, she is fully aware that she's getting ready to be 24.
So, I don't know. It's just crazy. It is. Like I said, you're going to be 24. Yeah, on Monday. You're the old lady. Oh, you know. Yeah. No, not at all. Yeah. So that's Monday else. I think that lawyer talks to us on the 3rd. You probably going to be witnesses. So I might get to see you then.
Yeah, well, you know that my mom was the only lying about my age. She was lying about hers too, you know.
Now she's 48. She was born in 60.
Hold on. She said my mom was lying about my age, but she was lying about hers too.
7. We have a birth certificate. This girl, I think that lawyer talks to us on the 3rd. You probably going to be witnesses. So I might get to see you then.
Yeah, well, you know that my mom was the only lying about my age. She was lying about hers too, you know.
Oh, so she's trying to say that she wasn't only lying about my age, she was lying about her age as well.
Now she's 48. She was born in 67. We have a birth certificate.
Yeah, I'm saying that she was born in 1975.
Good. Thank you, Indigo, for the analysis.
Well, I guess not.
And like, y'all just said, of course, y'all know.
Yeah. She was born the same year as my husband. My husband's 47. November, he turns 48.
Wow. So,
yeah. You and him is still fine. But, yeah. I'm gonna, if you really want it, like I said, you have time to think about it. If you can call me again and think about it, and you think about it.
No, did you see the news, or at least the news portion of where they showed me in court with the paperwork?
What, baby?
Did you see the news coverage on it's a TV station service called KY3.com?
What I don't get is why everybody is calling Gypsy baby. How many of these people were actually ever really in her life after she left Louisiana? I think it's just weird. But also, yeah, when she was in Waukesha, she was in a lot smaller jail. So it was, probably a lot less noise. But in Greene County, they're always jam-packed with inmates, always. So there's going to be a lot of background sound, unfortunately, because there's women just running around crazy in the background, most likely, or on the other phones next to her. But I will try to isolate these calls to.
Hey, Amira, thank you for being here.
When I re-upload this with just the calls.
I've always seen her through her too, Miss Anonymous.
The news had reported me in court, and it shows me crying. That was my reaction.
That's the one I saw.
That's my reaction.
Yeah.
That's my reaction whenever she was showing pictures.
Yeah, for the kids, they showed all kinds of pictures. Mm-hmm. I mean, because she was 12 times. 12 times.
Oh my God, I didn't even know that.
Yep. So, I mean, and it's like when you, and it's like, I just keep thinking about how it must have felt. That must have been horrible. Oh.
I wasn't even in the room. I was in the bathroom, and
they said that you gave him the gloves and you gave him the pipe.
And I don't even remember that part.
Yeah.
And it's like,
100% of it.
Did she just say I don't even remember giving him the knife and the gloves?
Yes, she
In the
did.
bathroom. She was never in the bed. Oh wow. Did I hear that right?
And when you look at photos of the crime scene, you can see that there are knee patterns in the blanket. You can tell that they had sex in that bed with Dee Dee's DEAD body. Like, they had sex in that room. Not in Gypsy's room on Gypsy's bed, because she claims that they removed all of her stuffed animals off of her bed so that they could have sex. But you're going to try to tell me that you put them all back on your bed after you got done with your mom's DEAD body in the next room? I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all.
Wow. This person is insane.
Yes,
right?
Stanfield is absolutely the worst because he knows. He knows everything that Gypsy did, and he has continued to not only support her, but to promote her out into the public as this horrendous victim of ABUSE, which she's not. Thank you, Laura May. And he has continued to portray that false narrative for the last 10 years. Yes, of course, as a defense attorney, it is his job to defend his client, right? But once your job is done and you get your client the deal that you're supposed to, that you get them, that relationship is now over. He has continued to maintain a relationship with Gypsy after the court case was over. And I believe that is a huge conflict of interest, morally and ethically. And I also believe that it is a huge conflict of interest that he has continued to spread this false narrative that never needed to be used as a defense in order to get her all these different interviews and book deals and all this and all that. He's the worst out of all of them.
They were. And that's the hard part, is trying to tell the truth and having a nice
Thank you for the gifts.
Kind of
He did, Abel. Hold on. I'm trying to answer the question. I'll rewind it. He did, Abel. He saw all of the videos. Every video, every photo, every text message, everything. Stanfield had privy to all of that, and he has still continued to support her. He knows who she is. I think he enjoys that she's a deviant. I think he also gets off on the fact that he knows who she really is, but that he was able to convince the media that she was a victim. I think that he takes a certain amount of pride in that.
Person is insane. But we already knew that, right?
that it was a big murder. And that's the hard part, is trying to tell the truth and having a nightmare after that kind of makes real truth.
In the house, it said it's trying to paint a really ugly picture because it said you stayed in the house till the next morning. So
No.
you stayed in the house with the body.
That's not
So
true.
then the next morning, you went from motel, from the house, then you went to Walmart. So after you went to Walmart, then you caught a bus.
It was on the
Wherever
house,
you went,
remember?
the body fixed on
In jail.
I want to say that I think that it's really interesting that Gypsy is answering questions to her aunt when she said before on other phone calls that she wasn't allowed to communicate and that her lawyers told her not to answer any questions because even if it seems innocent that it could be used against her. I think it's very interesting that she's divulging all this information to her aunt, her mom's sister, when she's already been instructed previously not to communicate.
It's like 20 feet, and the things that people are trying to make up.
Really? In jail.
Some of it's true, some of it's not. It's like 20 feet, and the things that people are trying to make up, they're like, I get this on a Christian dating website. And my mom didn't know I was on the website because, you know, she would never let me date. So anyway, I just read from his ticket. And anyway, so I went off to try to find a boyfriend on my own on the internet. And I thought a Christian site would be the best, you know? No, you look on the other side.
Ready to suit up and take the next step in your safety career? No matter where you wear your gear, BCSP can help you level up.
You hear her
Start
aunt
by finding
laughing
out
at
which
her?
terrific-
Like she was laughing. I don't know if she was laughing at her or if she was laughing at the situation, but I thought that that was interesting. Ken is creepy. I don't know how people can't see the red flags and corruption, Aaron. I don't know.
No, like it works for some people, but some people it don't. And you got the bad one. I got the job. If you would have ran away on your own, then the whole world would have been looking for you. Right. You know, but like you and was saying today, and God, the worst thing about this, Tiffany was saying it too. The worst thing about this is that you catches all the heat.
She's not catching all the heat.
But my lawyer says that there are supporters out there too.
Yeah, they got some good ones and they got some bad ones. Some that you need to be fried, some that like chair, but that's not gonna happen. I mean, no. I mean, they saying that you should have good support from your family because they're not understanding how come we have, but when they don't understand, you have to work. Right? There's nothing they can do. You gotta have the finance capability to do this. We don't. Right. I would have been on a plane in a heartbeat. I don't have that. Nanny don't have that money, baby.
I don't. I don't know what it does, really.
No, nobody. Everybody they started saying, well, what about the cruises? Why don't your families have expensive toys? Yeah, they do. I don't. Well, tell your horn, I said, we had to voluntarily surrender our horn a year ago. Now what? You know, they don't want to know. They don't want to hear nothing. They think you know better than us. They were there.
A lot of people are saying a lot of stuff. Oh, are you eating? I'm eating. Yes.
You eat meat?
Huh?
Do you eat meat?
I do.
Yeah.
I like cheeseburgers.
Awesome. And she was vegetarian, her, so safe, but
yeah, no, I like cheeseburgers.
Somebody asked me if she was eating gas, but actually she was eating, and I don't even know who asked me that. I was trying out she was eating. I said, oh, eat protein, you drink milk. I mean, you went through a big turmoil in your life. Drink coffee. I don't care. Drink a lot of coffee.
I am drinking a lot of coffee. That's the one thing. You could. Order a commissary over here. And
Oh shoot! I was trying to see what was at the bottom of the screen.
and that is, you could order coffee.
Hold on. I think if she doesn't remember how.
You could order coffee, cookies, candy.
Sorry, I'm trying to read what's at the bottom of the screen, and it's because I have the captions on. It's blocking.
And that is, you could order coffee, cookies, candy.
The question was, if she doesn't remember, how does she remember she wasn't in the room? That's a good question, because remember, she's saying, oh, I was so out of it. I don't remember anything. I don't remember handing him the KNIFE. I don't remember handing him the gloves. But if you don't remember doing all of that, then how is it possible that you remember that you were in the bathroom?
Right. Things like that. And over here, coffee is a big thing because it takes all night to get sleep all day, so it makes the time go faster. And it makes you have Lord.
So nobody's picking on you.
There were two girls, or two women that was, but I told the phone officer and they needed to stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But look, if you ever call me and I don't accept to see you because I don't have any money at the time, but I know how to reload. But I said I had $17, but I'm talking $3 now. The other day said 23, so it's not gonna cost that much. But I'll try to get it. Don't think I just don't want to talk to you. Just understand that it's, fine at a time, and so I'll think I get paid on Friday, and sometimes it's like check to check, but probably make sure it gets loaded. You got my baby?
It's not a problem.
And don't call Tiffany because Tiffany was sick yesterday, and I had to go cook and clean for her after work. And then today, her back is giving her trouble. She has a headache. She had diarrhea. She said, "Oh, when can I put on my hand on?" She said, "Oh, that's gross." She was sick, got medicine, and I gave it to her, and then locked her out. She was texting me, and I told her, I said, didn't know that she drank 1 case of beer, and she fighting like she was drank 2 cases of beer.
Oh my God.
They ever got a full of muscle, that's what they gave me, so I don't know if it's a full muscle she has or what, but she's sleeping.
So the funniest thing is the one good thing out of all of this is I'm like, I realize that I'm legal drinking age. I'll be able to have a drink.
It's poison. It's poison. If you never did, you don't want it. You don't want to get started. It's poison.
Well, I don't want to get completely sick of an alcoholic. I just one free cocktail beverage. I've tried it.
Wow.
Maybe go to Bourbon Street.
Oh Lord.
Abel. Dee definitely struggled alone. Like, everybody seems just way too excited that Dee Dee's gone, and Gypsy is, while yes, she's in jail, they don't seem upset at all that they don't have their sister anymore. Like, that is horrifying. I'm not close with my sisters, but I can tell you one thing. If my niece or my nephew unalived one of my sisters, like, I would not be in communication with that person, and I would not be happy. I would not be happy about it. I would not be having these types of phone calls.
This phone call is finally almost over. Thank the good friggin' Lord he exists. I tell you what, I cannot tolerate her voice for very much longer, no more than you guys can right now either. The fact that they are sitting here laughing and thinking this whole thing is just so funny.
And yeah, I can drink now.
A woman lost her life. Like, this is just really disgusting. And she's wanting to play the whole, I remember doing this card. Like, what is wrong with you? Yes, you do. How do you have all these nightmares? You know what I mean? Like, how are you having all these nightmares of what happened if you don't remember what
Exactly.
happened? I mean, I get it, in a dream state, it triggers things that you may not remember. But I'm pretty sure she sleeps just fine at night. What do you guys think?
Rita, you might have to do that with you.
Yeah, it's like she's happy and excited about all the things that she's going to be able to eat, because her mom was a vegetarian, so of course her mom's not going to cook meat in the house.
What you do is fight
puppy coffee with some cream and sugar. That's right. A little French wine. Yeah. These are gonna get better in time. Oh yeah, like I said, don't give up. I mean, there's gonna be some long days. No matter what. And I said, I don't know if Chrissy didn't call me because she just texted me. Because I told her, I said, I kind of don't understand what's happening. And, you know, I said, this is kind of weird.
You have 1 minute remaining for this call.
Oh, okay. I have 1 minute remaining to call. So I still have like 20 minutes. So, okay, baby, get in about to get girl. I love you, and you can get my letter in the birthday card.
I still don't understand why everyone keeps calling her baby. Why does everybody keep calling her baby?
Love you, baby.
Christy, thank you. That's very sweet of you. I appreciate it.
An inmate at
This is the last.
call is subject to recording and monitoring. Your current prepaid balance is $81. Press 1.
Damn, somebody put money on her account. $81.
This call. Thank you for using Legacy Long Distance.
Hey, sweetie. How you doing, boo? Still very shaken up.
All right.
Yeah,
Have a call.
This will be okay, sweetie.
Thank you, CJ. That's
I was so hopeful earlier and stuff that I didn't even remember saying. Yeah.
And I live in the South and I don't call everybody baby.
What was I thinking now? Yeah. I can understand that. I'm shaken up, but it's like, I didn't even know the details of what he had done. And to hear it, it's traumatizing on me. And like I never asked him to be that person. Yeah.
Well, what did you expect? What did you expect, Gypsy? You asked him to unalive your mother. It takes more than one jab to do that. What did you think?
I won't get through it, baby. You know. How can they'll be so supportive after knowing what y'all found out today? Because we love you. And it's unconditional love.
I'm sorry, but you weren't really there for the last 10 years, and now all of a sudden you've got unconditional love. Yeah, that's because the cameras are in your face and you're getting a lot of attention from the media. You don't give a shit about Gypsy. You just have to act like you do because there's a camera in your face.
We love you no matter what, sweetie. We will never turn
Elizabeth, I'm in Southern North Carolina.
I know that. You're here for a long run. You stuck with us now. That's good. I want to be stuck. Good. We'll get through it. Yeah. And I kind of took a moment to understand that I am a part of it. And even though I didn't mean to be, I know that
You didn't mean to be. You didn't mean to be. Bitch, you planned the shit for years. You planned it for years. How did you not mean to be a part of it?
And so I can't remember clearly how things happened. And
If you can't remember clearly how things happened, how do you know that you didn't do it? How do you know that you didn't do it if you claim you can't remember how everything happened? Answer that.
medication and stuff that I wouldn't normally say or do.
You didn't know. You said what?
It's just a bad situation, and I came to the door after y'all left, and he was like, it's okay, we have a plan, no matter. He had two plans for if you were involved and if you're not involved, and
we went there after and talked to him, and there is a plan in motion.
Yeah.
You know,
I
but
put my trust in him. I really, I had to kind of laugh, but he's like, do you work for Facebook? Do you know how it works? That's funny.
yeah, but just know that.
I gotta take a minute from that too, because I can't stand Christy's voice just as much as Gypsy's.
What was that thing about Facebook?
So
hold on,
yeah.
I want to rewind for a second. What was that thing about Facebook?
We have a defense for that. You know, they're prepared.
Yeah. We went there after and talked to him, and there is a plan in motion.
Yeah.
You know, but
I put my trust in him. I really, I had to kind of laugh, but he's like, do you work for Facebook? Do you know how it works? That's funny.
yeah, but just know that.
What would he be asking her about that for? Was that because of all the messages that they sent back and forth on Facebook? No, David Blanchard is not related to Gypsy.
I gotta take a minute from that too, because I can't stand Christy's voice just as much as
You guys, I'm going to pause it for just a minute. I want to go get me some popcorn. Since we're just sitting here hanging out, I'm going to go make me a little snack. A little snacky snack. Unless y'all want me to keep playing it. You want some too? I don't know. That's a good question, Catherine. I don't know if there's any videos of reactions. I'll be right back. I'll put it in and come right back. My dog loves popcorn, so he'll be excited once it's ready. Did y'all see him? He put his big butt in the way.
So yeah, where was Christy and Rod through all this? If you remember, they were constantly making excuses. Well, Rod always had to work. They lived too far away. They kept moving further and further away. You know, all this horse crap.
I think the gentleman that is on the screen is probably a Greene County jail officer. What are they called? Detention officer, whatever. I think that's who he is, because on his tag it says Duncan, and it looks like he's got some sort of gear on his uniform. So I'm going to assume that he is somebody associated with, the Greene County Jail. Yes, correctional officer.
To sit here and, love bomb Gypsy and keep calling her baby, it's just weird. And
it is weird. It is fucking weird that everybody is calling her baby. Everyone is, treating her like she didn't just commit a gruesome murder. Like, that is just so weird to me. Like, thank you, Carissa, for the gift. It just is it's so weird to me that everyone is treating her like she did absolutely nothing wrong. Like, nothing wrong. Yeah, they all know that there's money on the way. They knew that this was going to be they knew that this was going to be a high profile case, And I think that that's why the family was so interested in being supportive of Gypsy, because if they're supportive of Gypsy, then Gypsy will have them in her documentaries, like Mommy Dead and Dearest, like Gypsy's Revenge, and all these other, documentaries that she was in. If they're not being supportive of Gypsy, she's going to be like, oh no, don't talk to them because they're, they're on the other side kind of thing. So I can totally see that Gypsy was utilizing the infamy in the same way now that she was using it then. She uses it as a way to manipulate people into complying with her narrative of things.
Very sweet of you.
Let me go grab my popcorn. Come on, buddy. You guys, my dog loves popcorn and he smacks, so forgive me. Popcorn is like one of his favorite things, but he has a really bad habit of smacking.
Just, I don't know. These calls are very triggering. I'm not gonna lie, like it's making my stomach turn. It doesn't sit well with me.
We are still behind you 100%.
Janice, I'm drinking Sprite.
We're never gonna turn our back.
At this point, I honestly think that the worst of it has come out. It's just on Facebook. It wouldn't be any worse than what has
Thank you,
already been
Kathleen.
said in those texts.
Really, I think the same thing as you.
And I'm like, I was on Facebook while texting them that night, so it might, some things might be on Facebook, but it'll come out, and I'm like, and it can't be any worse than what was in those texts, so.
No, I don't think it can.
Was there worse information that came out on from Facebook? I can't remember. I mean, those text messages were pretty damning. Those photos were pretty damning. I can't remember what all came off of Facebook. I don't know that we got to see that. I don't know that we got to see anything from Facebook. That's right. We didn't.
Picture was taken off in October. So when we dressed up like comic book characters, I'm like, don't take it out of context. Because I had pictures of you as a person too on that website.
Exactly. Everybody takes pictures like a comic strip girl.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them that do.
And I was did like video of me in that costume, and I was practicing for the Python convention that was really coming up. And I guess they were trying to throw anything they could at me. And it's like, I didn't remember a lot of what they had told. So it was like, I told my lawyer, like, I don't remember a lot of it.
Right,
But I think
there's
it's like,
cares of some things you probably just blocked out, you know, and it's just can't remember.
right.
And maybe you don't want to remember, you know?
To be honest, I don't want to remember. And it's like, it feels like I'm a victim.
What?
But it's like I'm a part of it, but I feel like a victim. And I don't know if
You are.
What? So this is where the victim narrative started to come into play. Why in God's name would she feel like a victim? I hope she says something in the next sentence, because from where I'm sitting, you are not a victim.
You are.
at least people have told me what we're dealing with and how we're going to handle it. And that he's stay positive. And he's like, don't worry. And again, I said, how can I not worry? This is my life.
Oh, you care about your life, but you didn't care about your mom's.
You know, just, you do worry. It's just part of your emotion.
Right.
You know, but, you know, take it day by day. You know, like we've been telling you, and, you know, stay positive, stay focused. You know, try to do things that get your mind off of it, and,
Right.
you know, and pray.
Yeah. Whenever I pray a lot. And just to help me find peace and hope with all of this. And I know that's going to take a long time for all of this to be over.
Yeah, but he'll give you the strength you need, sweetie.
And I can't thank you enough for coming all that way. Just to see me.
Paula, did she even get granted bail? Is there anybody on here that knows? Did she even get granted a bail? Because I thought when you were up for a murder charge that you didn't get bail. That's what I thought. I thought that when you commit a crime like that you don't get a bond. Or maybe it was so high that the family couldn't.
Oh, baby. We'll always be here for you. And when you need us, you let us know.
Absolutely. And I got the pictures that y'all had there. So when I was Daddy, I got it tonight.
Oh, you did? You got it? With your little curly, with your blonde hair.
It was cute.
I know, you were. You want to talk to Dad?
Yes, please.
Okay, I love you, sweetie.
I love you too.
You stay strong.
I will.
Okay.
Yeah, Sincere, I saw that.
You want some more of the pictures of me? Okay.
Okay.
I'm still shaking up, but I'm a little better. At least I'm not on the floor sobbing right now.
Yeah, that's good.
And
Yeah, some days it'll be good, some days it'll be bad. Today was 5, I guess you could say, you know.
right. Some days are better than others. Today was a pretty bad day, which I couldn't have this bad of a day, so it shook me up a lot. And I'm like thinking, if this is just the preliminary hearing, I can't imagine how trial is going to be. I wish they would have like constant Xanax for me to take.
That's probably why she didn't go to trial. She probably didn't go to trial because she was afraid of all the information that was going to come out. Hey, JJ, I didn't think that I'd see you today. I love Handmade. I'll be back Monday after tonight. I'm going to skip tomorrow, but I'll be back Monday night.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot more than that. It'll be weeks probably, you know. But the best thing to do is just be honest with life, you know.
Right.
You got only in the thing police and
I think she was not, I don't think she was too worried about the text. Yeah, that's what this preliminary hearing had, was the text messages. I think she was worried about her internet search history coming out. That's what I believe she was worried about. Her internet search history. I think she was worried about witnesses.
and then, you can work with that. So when you know what to expect,
You're welcome, Lady Karma.
Of everybody, and
Yeah.
it's, you know,
And even kind of
honest with them.
Yeah. And I'm like, I was completely honest with them, and I'm like, I was on a lot of medication, some that weren't even mine. And so I know this sounds crazy, but I don't remember making those texts, listening to those texts, and any of these conversations. I wouldn't do that normal.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, I know. Both know, let them know all that. I mean, you're going to do the best you can, and that's all we can hope for,
And, I told them,
Thank you for the gifts.
it was crazy. I'm still shaking.
Yeah.
And it's like, I told my husband,
Her saying that she's shaking, I think she's shaking because she's mad and she can't do anything about it. I think she's pissed, shaking because she's angry, not because she's hurt or upset or anxious.
I'm just like, those were pictures that are taken out of context. I was in a costume from October that I had posted in May. How is that relevant to anything? And I have pictures of me as a princess too on there.
Thank you, Carissa.
Right. Yeah. Well, that'll come out. You never know what you got.
Right.
There's no explaining all the that. It's easy.
And he had told me, he's like, well, we have a plan, and we had talked about it, and I just think it's going to be the Stargardt syndrome, and he knows what he's doing, and I put all my trust in him. And
Notice how she says the same thing to everyone. She says the exact same thing to everyone. He's got a plan. He's got a plan. Now she's finally admitting to her dad that they're going to go with the battered spouse syndrome.
He'll get me the least amount of time possible. And I've been looking up a roundabout figure of how long prison time this manslaughter charge, because that's what he's kind of going for, because the prosecutor came up to him and was talking about charging with manslaughter at the end of all that.
No, it's not bad.
15 years for manslaughter is the maximum.
Yeah. And so it's like, I'm getting an interview for 5 to 15 years. And I'm like, I could do that. At least it won't be 25 to life or something like that. But there's a lot of factors that need to be taken into account with that as well. So it could be even less than 15.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you can definitely tell he doesn't want to be on the phone with her. And she's like trying to insert herself back into their life as a victim.
Yeah.
But the good thing is it's not going to get, like, the conversation, I don't think it's going to get any worse than what was in those texts.
Yeah, that's what seemed like some big things they had there, so yeah, if you know what that was done for, you know your enemy.
Right.
And then be good off that.
Right.
Did you hear anything on the blood test?
What's that?
Did you hear anything on the blood test?
Not yet. They still haven't called me the medical yet. I think they're probably going to give me the results tomorrow
What blood test? He asked her, did you hear anything about the blood test? Some test results. What could he be talking about right now? Test results. What test results?
I don't know. They said anywhere from like a day to 2 days. So I think it was probably pretty good because I was busy all day too. So but as soon as I hear, I'll let y'all know.
Okay, well, give it a call when you can. When you like it, you know. You don't have to call every night, but if it's too much you want to.
Yeah, I'm eating the popcorn. My dog is too. I'm just throwing it on the other side of the screen so he doesn't smack in your ear.
I'm not sure what day yet, but we'll keep in touch. I'll let you know, okay? Okay. I love you. All right. Bye-bye.
Hello? Hey.
And we just got it together.
I'm being hopeful and I'm going to get myself foster around.
Yeah. There you go, baby. Stay calm.
And stay strong.
Yeah, stay strong. You're a survivor, sweetie.
That's right.
You're on TV right now, your dad is dead.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, watch out for that. I'll call y'all back.
Okay, I love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Notice how when they said she was on TV, she jumped to get off the phone. She was like, oh, really? Oh, I'll call you back. She likes the positive attention that she gets. I don't think that she necessarily enjoys the negative attention, but we all know that she loves the positive attention that she gets.
Well, that was the end of those calls. I honestly don't know how many we listened to. Do you guys recall? I want to say we listened to,
I think it was 3 phone calls.
8 or 9 in total, give or take. You know, they were pretty raunchy. I was hopeful she would have, dropped us some pretty good nuggets in there, but all she really did was just make herself look worse and ridiculous. Not just her, but the family. What a disgusting little gremlin she is. Tell you what. Okay, so Amanda, thank you. That's very sweet of you. I appreciate you so much. She had to go and watch us. Yeah, she left.
Oh, we won't be able to finish this tonight. We're only like barely halfway through. There's still another hour and a half left of phone calls. That's crazy. We'll get through one more and then I'm going to hit the hay so I can go to bed.
Stuff on TV. I think that's probably the weirdest thing I have seen somebody who commits crimes, especially one like this, can do. Like,
I haven't watched the Dr. Phil.
I'm watching herself on the TV and commentating on it. It's weird. I mean, it's cringy. It's cringy behavior. Nonetheless. Okay, so we're moving to the David Blanchard police interview now.
Oh, okay. So I guess we're done with the phone calls.
Uh-oh. Did somebody say something that was crazy?
And
something? I'm looking.
It's the David Blanchard interview.
Well, you know what?
I wonder if they
Yeah,
interviewed
put
his
that right there
wife.
for you guys. You know, have fun with that one.
The lady talking is the lady that reached out and got all these FOIA requests. Trixie Lane on YouTube. You can go to her page and you can watch it if you want. It's Trixie, Trixie, Lane, Layne, and she's got it up on her page.
Brummer Explorations 1970. If you know the facts, you know, I'm all ears. I'm more than happy to bring you up here and, you know, let you present what you think that you might have that's facts. Because I don't know where you're going with this. Look up what's been done to her. The internet is not very factual. And mainstream media, not so much. I can honestly promise you, content creators and subscribers of those content creators have come a lot further with the facts.
Very much so.
And what she has done and what wasn't done to her than any mainstream media put together. Jesse, SX, thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Okay. So, do you guys have anything else you want to add before we move on to the David Blanchard? Too lazy to know that. Oh, well, there we go, guys. We're too lazy to.
Hold on. What did he say? He said too lazy. Damn it.
We're too lazy.
Too lazy to know the
That's
truth.
Okay. Let him talk.
He's saying that.
Read the FOIAs, please.
He's saying that everyone else is too lazy to know the truth. Because the mainstream media is definitely not going to lie to us about anything. Thanks for coming, Abel. I'll see you next time. Thank you for your support. Always.
If you come up here, though, I can't stop the viewers from shredding you on the facts. Sorry, it's a brutal world out there, but the facts are she was not abused. But okay, let's see. I got a little sidetracked there.
Not at all.
For a second. All right.
Gypsy was not abused at all.
Oops. I'm going to start the David Blanchard police interview. I'm going to step away for just a minute.
Yeah, she did. Trixie paid for these FOIAs.
Yeah, I would like to hear.
Apparently there are more. And I think go ahead, buddy. And I think the other FOIAs are from like the Facebook messages and those kinds of things. Because remember, Gypsy was talking to Nick through more than just text messaging. They were communicating through the Christian dating site. They were communicating through multiple screen names on Facebook. So I think that there are still more FOIAs with all of that information as well.
But I'm not seeing Brummer comment much anymore. Yes, I didn't like the way she sings her name, Gypsy Rose, and like on her calls and stuff. Oh, that was ear piercing. But all right, I'm gonna go ahead and start this, and I will be back in just a couple of minutes. And yeah, maybe the comments will catch me up on anything that I might have missed. But if I'm not mistaken, I was actually having issues with the format of this because they gave it to me on a disc. And the format that they gave me, I've never seen before. I didn't recognize. And so I was trying to convert it into an MOV format or whatever that I could upload, but then it didn't want to transfer the audio with it. So I ended up having to screen record the entire thing from the disc, which was strange to me. I had worried about that, honestly. So I did at least catch the first 5 minutes or so of it. And if I recall, it was very boring. And that's why I don't remember what happened in those first 5 minutes. So I may not be missing anything at all. But here we go. Let's go ahead and get this started.
I don't know why David is sus. I think everyone said that he was suspect because they all thought that he climbed into the house through the window. And people were saying that he looked like he might have been too big to fit in the window, and that he walked directly past Dee Dee's bedroom, and that he didn't notice or realize that there was a DEAD body laying in the bed, and that he thought to himself, is there enough covers to be covering up a body? Thank you, Amelia. So I think that that's why everyone was saying that he was sus.
Also, if you can, please let me know if you can hear this real quick. I know we've had issues in the past with sharing screen and audio, so I just want to make sure that you guys can hear it still before I get up and walk away to go to the restroom.
Do you think Kurt is still in school?
I don't know. Well, I'm not sure. They were. They didn't come back over with us.
I think I would have been interested to listen to David's wife being interviewed, because apparently she was the one that was driving them around to their doctor's appointments and whatnot, because at the end, Dee Dee wasn't even able to drive.
Are you able to hear this? Okay, cool. I'll bear back then, guys. He'll be stepping onto the screen in a second now.
I know, it's so sad that nobody loved her. I think David Blanchard and his wife did actually care a lot about Dee Dee. He said some really nice things about her. And, you know, he said, because I watched a little bit of it, in a portion that I watched, he said, you know, anything that Gypsy was into, Dee Dee was into, and, you know, she made sure that, you know, Gypsy had everything she wanted, that kind of thing. Like, he said that she was just a vibrant person. So it seemed like they really, like, he really cared about her. Yeah. And I know that feeling too, Paula. I have a lot of family, and I don't really have a relationship with anyone in my family. Like, you guys are more family to me than my own family is. So I understand, you know, how Dee Dee kind of separated herself from her entire family to kind of get away from all the toxicity and everything that sometimes comes along with your family, and people not understanding you, people not understanding how you want to raise your children, people not respecting, you know, you when you grow past or surpass them. So I can understand that there was a lot of toxicity going on. And sometimes separating from your family and getting a little bit of space is helpful for you to figure out who you are as a person, you know?
Guess I beat you to the punch, huh?
What's that?
Because I beat you to the
Yeah, you did.
Good point, Kathleen. I think that would be a good FOIA to get.
All right.
Would it not be with all of this? I guess not, since they're two completely separate cases. I guess it wouldn't be all together.
I know you talked to
I'm going to take my dog to the bathroom really quick, but I'm going to leave this playing.
House and then went in the house and all that. We kind of need to fine tune that.
Yeah, it is, especially since what I read on the call statement.
What'd you read? I haven't even seen it yet. I haven't even seen it. What do you just tell me what you.
Come on, buddy, let's go play.
They were saying that she was found laying face down on the bed. I stared at that fucking bed.
Yeah.
And was trying to decide whether there was enough coverage there to be considered a fucking body.
Yeah.
And told myself no.
So what the because you didn't find the body, that's what's bothering you?
That's the problem with call statement.
Okay.
At least on gateway 3.
What do you want me to
I don't know. I just don't know if you said you haven't read it yet.
No, I haven't.
But just the fact that yes, it bothers me.
Yeah.
A lot that I did not see.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this, that to kind of ease you on that, when our detectives even went in at the time with all the lights out and stuff like that, they weren't even sure at the time. That's how well she was covered up. They weren't even for sure when they went in whether they were kind of surprised as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like she was in the wide open where it's obvious that she was laying there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So just kind of.
Did you hear him?
Your mind, because.
Did you hear him just now? He said, that's how well she was covered up. That's how well she was covered up. That's how well she was covered up. Meaning Gypsy did a lot to cover her tracks and kind of portray this, this crime scene and cover up her crime scene. She was fixing things to make it look less suspicious, less obvious. Stripeless Zebra, I thought he mentioned that in this video. And the guy said that he could have their Facebook or their internet person recover those comments. He was erasing comments that were saying that she was older and not as sick. I wonder why he was erasing comments. Do you think he was trying to cover up that he knew that she was older and that she wasn't as sick? Do you think that's why? Micah, very good point. Micah says that he was constantly checking his phone to make sure that he was answering the questions right. That is suspect. There was also a really interesting point in this particular interview where he makes a statement about coming over to Dee Dee's house to talk about Gypsy's future. Like, why would David and his wife be involved in a conversation about Gypsy's future. That seemed really interesting to me in particular, because these people were not family. Right. He said Dee Dee came to them, but why? But why would Dee Dee go to a stranger in regards to Gypsy's future? Like, I don't understand that.
That's when they walked in there, they didn't even know.
I
So they did.
I didn't
Right.
spend time.
And you couldn't get the light on, so you couldn't see it,
No.
right?
Were those broken? Or was the power off?
The chain on the fan.
Okay, his fan was running.
Yeah.
Okay.
You say you've known them for like 5 to 6 years.
Yeah, through Vision College when
Yeah.
we first met.
Okay. And would you say you know them fairly well, or?
I thought I did.
Okay.
But Diet Pepsi, get their opinion on what though? On the future of Gypsy? I don't understand. Did I miss part of the conversation? Well, I guess they let him look at his phone because he wasn't a suspect. He was coming in to, be interviewed. He wasn't like a hostile witness. He wasn't a suspect. He was just, somebody that knew the family. Oh, yes, you're right. Life with Rosie. Yes. Thank you. So, Life and Rosie said maybe it was because she knew that Dee Dee was ill and worried about Gypsy being alone, being able to take care of herself alone. My dog. He's blocking the view. You see his nose? That's a good dog. That's a good puppy.
They had.
What do you mean you thought you did?
Well, evidently I didn't know that she was actually 23.
Okay.
I always assumed she was.
But you thought you were close.
I'm gonna stop this right here. If I remember, when I was screen capturing and making sure the audio was transferring over into that screen capture, excuse me. I believe he said something like, goodness, give me a second. It's something like,
Tan in 60 seconds. It's safer than the sun. It's instant. It's Jergens Natural Glow. Wix gives you the freedom to tell your story.
I didn't see a body or I wasn't looking for one. I just saw somebody had said it in the comments and that kind of triggered that reminder for me. If he said that, my thought process here is this is summertime, humidity was high. I believe it rained the night before, but that wouldn't have made much difference. If anything, in the Midwest, when we have high humidity, rain will cause the humidity to rise even more. And with it being, anywhere between June 9th and 10th that Dee Dee was unalive, and this being June 14th that she's found, blankets or no blankets, I would assume you would smell something, even just a little bit. Like you didn't have a weird stench that you didn't smell before in the house. Because he's been in that house multiple times. If they were so close, he was him and his wife were taking Gypsy out to
same
doctors,
Elizabeth,
to,
same.
Doctor's visits, to the park, to wherever. They had outings with her. I think he said before.
Micah, I agree. I think so too.
At least once a month. Something like that. But I know that Gypsy threw down a bunch of baby powder and some dryer sheets. But you know, Dee Dee was a very hefty woman. You know, I think they said she was, what, 250 pounds, give or take. And with high humidity, you know, I know the air conditioner was turned way down, but it definitely didn't reach that 45 degree. It couldn't have. At best, it would have, you know, I think the lowest it could have maybe potentially gotten was 60 or 65 based on, you know, because of the humidity. It's not going to go any further down than that. I believe statistics show that the systems for ACs can only drop maybe like a total of 20 degrees at best when there's high humidity or high temperatures. But yeah, so I you know, the baby powder can only mask so much as well. And the dryer sheets were under the mat. Was it the mattress or the mattress pad or something? You know, I mean, still, I would think.
I would have assumed that he would have seen
something.
Yeah, I would have assumed that he would have seen some sort of a lump in the bed. Even with the blankets covering up the bed, like covering Dee Dee up, I still would have assumed that you would have been able to see a body in the bed. In my opinion. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's almost 11. I gotta go. Okay, I'm not gonna go anywhere as far as any further in this video. I'm gonna leave it exactly where it is. And I'll be back on Monday evening. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow. It just depends on how much I get done around my house. But if I don't come back tomorrow, I will see you guys on Monday evening. All right. I love you guys so much. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.